If you like the content I'm about to show you, would appreciate you hitting the subscribe button. Ancient is widely known as the map pool's more CT-sided map. For teams with the highest CT side win rates, FaZe is definitely up there. Helping to defend that bombsite is Ropz, who is a top 2 rated CT A player. Heya I'm Smirky, and today I want to look at Ropz and how he defends A on the CT side of Ancient, so let's begin. Now let me show you what Ropz does at the start of the round. The most common util that Ropz throws is a Heya and a Molotov. The Molotov is going to be the first piece and he will throw it towards the right side, making it so anyone trying to peek from the right and trying to get an early peek onto Ropz will just burn. And he will combine this with a Heya towards the left, so if the enemies didn't want to go through the Molotov, they're forced to go through the Heya. And in this round you can see he's just going to wait for any potential pushes before falling off. In round 25 we're going to see the exact same thing. Ropz is going to come over, Molotov the right side, and then combine this with a Heya for the left. And it's worth noting, if you don't have that much util or you don't want to use it at the start of the round, you could do something like this, where you either Heya the left side or Molotov the right side. Now at times, Ropz likes to pick up the secondary AWP and likes to take it towards main and do a deep peek. In this round we can see Ropz is going to come over and he's going to hold deep towards this angle. Perfector is going to make his way over, he's going to hit the shot, but he will get traded by Simple. But you was probably wondering, how was Simple able to get the trade without Ropz seeing him? Well, unfortunately the downside of doing this peek is that the T's can get towards main before you, and as a result, Simple got there before Ropz and got in a position where he could trade. In round 29 we're going to see something similar. He's going to Molotov the right side, but he's going to play a bit more passive and just hold the left side. Now, after he's thrown his utility, he will most commonly find himself in a position for him to play. Let's have a look at his positioning. In this round, Ropz threw his util, and he's going to play this off angle near the main entrance. And this can be similar to the off angle near the entrance of tunnels on the B bomb side of Dust 2, as you're sat near the entrance, sitting in a weird position where it's very difficult for the flashbangs to affect you. But it's worth noting, if you don't get that clean first kill, you're probably going to be traded after the first. But in round 17, Ropz is going to be playing this position for a long time, until eventually the X2 comes in for Notice Vencia, and Ropz will catch SDY by surprise. From SDY's POV, when he goes to peek out, he's going to be looking towards quad, and he's not going to be checking Ropz until he eventually sees him, but by then, he's already dead. Now of course, you can always play towards the boost. Some people actually don't know this, but you can actually stand on top of the statue, jump on top of the sign, and strafe onto the boost all by yourself. You don't always need a teammate. And in this round, Ropz is going to be sitting here for a very long time, watching the gap in the entrance. However, it is worth noting, he can't get down silently, so if you do drop down, you could just be given the info to the T side. However, later he wants to play a different position, so he's going to smoke off main at around 1 minute and reposition. In round 30 we're going to see the exact same thing. Ropz is going to place himself on top of the boost angle, watching the main entrance. And what I like about his positioning, he's actually on a bit of the tree right now, meaning he can gain extra height and see plays he would normally not be able to see without fully peeking into main, hopefully catching their heads as they appear. But unfortunately for Ropz, Perfector is going to come in, he's going to miss his shots, and he will lose the duel. Now another position that pretty much every A player loves to play is towards quad, or these boxes. With this position, you can use the ledge behind you to gain an extra height advantage to see plays popping out. And you'll also see Ropz occasionally checking for the boost, just to make sure that attack doesn't come in as a surprise. However, later an execute will come in from Notice Vencia, the flashbangs come in, and you can see from this angle, Ropz has an headshot angle on Bit, but unfortunately he doesn't get the initial kill. So he's going to try to separate his fights into 1v1 duels, just so he has a better chance of holding the bomb site. So you can see he's going to transition from Bit and peek onto Perfector as they're trying to swing the headshot angle. With this, he's able to get the kill onto Perfector, he overpeaks, but by the time he dies, he's allowed his teammates enough time to rotate in and clear the site. And in round 25, Ropz will play the same position. He's going to be holding for the headshot angle, checking for the boosts, and you notice when he gets flashbanged, he's going to hide behind the boxes to make sure he's not exposed. And once he's ready to start fighting, he will reappear onto the headshot angle and try to go for some fights. However, Navi's going to make a bit of a mistake here in my opinion. Personally, I really don't like this smoke. Ropz will use a similar smoke, which I'll show later in the video, as a defensive way of holding the bomb site. And because it's thrown in the middle, it allows Ropz to creep out from quad, effectively using it as a wall or one way. And with this, FaZe are able to win round 25. Now I'm going to show you some more positioning, but in some specific areas. Starting with Temple. In this round, FaZe clan are on a force buy, and Ropz decides to buy a scout. With this, he's going to position himself to the back of Temple and look into main. And doing this, especially with an AUG or an AWP, is super effective, as obviously you have that long range advantage, but it's also really easy for you to fall off as soon as you get some damage or a kill, making it a lot harder for the T side to frag you. But in this round, he's going to rotate towards A. However, on rifle rounds, Ropz may play a bit closer, like in round 30 where he just smoked off main and he's going to look towards it. Playing a position a bit closer towards the angle should give you a better chance of getting the kill. And in this round, Ropz is going to use the angle against an execute. He's going to get in position, get the initial kill onto electronic, and start peeking the T's. Thankfully, Twist has already rotated and will be holding the cross. Meanwhile, Ropz will play an angle like this, potentially waiting for any surviving players to peek him. But with contact taken from Twists, Ropz is going to peek out. He'll try and go for the kill, he'll get blind, and he'll just get tech 9'd by Perfector. Now lastly for positioning, let me move on to Plat and the big box, as he likes to play around both areas quite a bit. In this round, Ropz is playing towards Temple, however he's going to transition himself towards Plat just before the smoke fades. And the reason why he does it before the smoke fades is just so he's not caught in the open. It's not really going to be that useful in this round because there's only Perfector left, but if an execute did pop out, this positioning from Ropz can really catch the T's off guard, as he could just swing out and line them up. In round 28, Ropz is going to play the exact same position. He's going to first smoke off main using this lineup, wait for the smoke to land, then later move. Once he's moved, he's just going to watch the smoke for a little bit, likely just making sure no one's going to pop out. And you can see from the way that he's positioning himself, he's using the box on the right side of his screen to cover the stairs, because it's very common for T flashes to be thrown towards that area. So using the box like this can save you from being blind, but it is still worth noting, you can still get blind from this general area. But once Ropz doesn't get anything, he'll take some shots through the smoke and play towards quad. Now, Ropz will only use his smoke either if he's going to smoke main late into the round, if he wants to support mid later on, which I'll show in the video, but whenever he's playing towards the site and he feels like it's going to be an execute, he will use his smoke in a defensive way. Take round 19 for example. In this round, Ropz is going to default towards main, and he's going to get flashbanged. Fearing it might be an A rush, especially on that force buy / eco, he's going to immediately throw the smoke next to the sign. Now this smoke can be used pretty defensively as a wall. If anyone tried to swing out, his crosshairs in a good position, waiting for them to come out from the smoke, whereas the T side may not even know where he's playing. But in this round, he's not going to get any contact. Once again, in round 24, Ropz is going to default towards main, and SDY is going to make some noise by extinguishing his Molotov. Again, fearing it might be an A rush, Ropz will place down the smoke and play towards quad. And now, as similar to the last clip, he's going to be looking behind the smoke, ready for the T's to come out with his crosshair ready. And because of the smoke's down, it allows Twist to come out from Doughnut, and if he wants to, he can play some funny angles against the T side. But in the need to collect some information, him and Twist will peek out, clear the boost in main, and secure A. In this round, Ropz will not have a smoke, however luckily Twist will come in just in time. Na'Vi's going to execute onto the bomb site, and he's going to see the smoke fly past his screen and land towards Temple. Because of this, he's going to play close towards the box, making sure he doesn't get blind. And he's also going to call Twist over for the assist. Twist is going to throw down his own smoke, allowing Twist and Ropz to play around it. They're both going to use the smokes to cover the left and right side, making it really difficult for Na'Vi to secure the site. Now there's quite a few scenarios where Ropz will move towards Doughnut, and this will either be because he wants to help hold mid, or mid's being attacked and he feels the need to help before being overrun on the A bomb site. In this round, Ropz is going to throw a really nice smoke from Doughnut. He'll just get in this corner, aim at this brick and jump throw. And this is a really nice smoke to re-smoke elbow. In this round, Twist is going to die on mid, so after Ropz throws his initial util in main, he will make his way towards Doughnut, re-smoke elbow, and he will later just come out mid to make sure there's no one lurking around. But due to this, the A bomb site is left open, which personally I don't mind. And that's because it's a lot less common to execute onto A due to how difficult it is to take and hold compared to B. So leaving it for a few seconds isn't so bad. But unfortunately in this round, Na'Vi are creeping towards A, and LAKEY will later rotate, with Ropz holding mid. In round 25, the T's are going to throw a house smoke, and Ropz is going to feel the need to make his way towards Doughnut. Once he makes his way towards Doughnut, he's going to pause for a second, just to make sure the T's aren't splitting through Doughnut, and once he gets confirmation from his teammate that mid is clear, he will position himself inside Doughnut. Now whenever Ropz is playing towards Doughnut, or he had to help mid quickly, he may just position himself in Doughnut to either hold mid or check on A. In this round he smoked off elbow and he's going to make his way back to the A bomb site. But as he does it, notice his crosshair placement. He's just going to be nice and slow, just being sure if any T's were lurking out, he's ready for them. And in second he's just going to position himself towards this spot. And this can be a pretty annoying spot to clear for the T side, because as you swing out main, there's so many different positions you need to clear, especially if you don't have smokes. And usually as a Doughnut player, you'll probably be playing far back or the ledge behind Ropz. So in this round, he's just going to be waiting for a long time before eventually pushing out and playing towards quad. In round 25, we're going to see similar behaviour. He's going to creep out, slowly clearing his angles, waiting for a few seconds, before eventually placing himself on quad again. In this round, FaZe clan are going to do a bit of a gamble. They're going to play a 0-2-3, meaning they're going to have one Doughnut, one house, and 3 B. As I mentioned before, the A bomb site is a bit rarer to go to, and from his position, he should be able to hear the T's if they pull out any pins, or if they make any loud footsteps. And if they were to pop out onto the A bomb site, Ropz already has a good position, and holding Doughnut, especially in the retake, is pretty powerful. But in this round specifically, Twist is going to be playing towards house, watching the cross for Doughnut, as Ropz occasionally checks his right and left to catch any potential mid lurkers. A cool position you could also play is this one right here. In this round, Twist has mid control, and Ropz is going to look down A via Doughnut. And the advantage of doing this is that you have a long range fight, and again, holding Doughnut is really good, especially for the retakes. After watching Ropz's demo, I've noticed he's patient. Ropz is not constantly moving around the site, switching his positioning. He will find a spot and play it, and only move if it's best. He's passive. Commonly he will just sit in an angle, waiting for the enemies to come to him, instead of just charging in. This makes it hard to punish him and forces the T's to execute. And lastly, I've noticed he's quite a keeper with his util. He will hold on onto his remaining util for as long as possible, meaning he won't use his smoke instantly unless it's needed or it's getting into the late round. Apart from that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe you need to spice up your overpass on the CT side on that B bomb site. Well, I took a look at NIP's aggression on short, which you could check out. Apart from that, thanks for watching, see you in a bit.